What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm hanging out, doing the usual, almost nothing. Took it really easy today. Supposed to exercise. Didn't. Was just too tired. Took like 2 naps. Still tired. It's the fun of it. I actually have a sleep study meeting with the people tomorrow, appointment. Talk about my stuff, why it's not working. And see if we can probably get that fixed around so I can start getting some decent night's sleep on top of the horrible pain I'm in constantly. But that's neither here or there. Today, the plan for the stream is to hopefully finish out Spyro. From what I've been reading, adjust the microphone, hopefully it's not making too much noise. There we go. Finish out Spyro 3. Got 3 eggs to go. Muting the microphone, hold on. There we go. It was getting a little pointed down, which is really weird. So I had to kind of point it up, and I just didn't want to do it, but I knew that moving it while talking was going to create a crap ton of noise. But yeah, so 3 more eggs, hopefully be done with Spyro, and then we're going to move on to the Contra games, which I'm terrible at, but I'll be playing them for your amusement, I'm sure. It'll be great. Which ones? Probably all of them. But we'll go through and see how much time that takes. Let's get going on over to Spyro Reignited, which always takes a little bit to pull up. I'm actually launching it right now. Be just a moment. Switch over to that when it starts to load up. The PC version, for whatever reason, just takes a long time to start. A lot of PC games, you just double click it and up it goes, you know, right into a splash screen or whatever, and Spyro Trilogy is just like, nope, we're gonna sit here. Here we go. And whatever it is, that intro always gives me the encoder overload message. It's like, hey, this is too graphically intense for you to be streaming and recording at such a high quality. You better knock it off. It's like, usually it'll tell you that if you're like 30-40% processor speed and your GPU is being used up, and this was like 10%. I'm recording right now 60 frames per second and streaming CPUs at 10%, which is really good still, 9 to 10%. If you get like, you start getting like a true overload, you're usually like 30 or higher. Okay, so I'm in Enchanted Towers, Trick Skater. I just need to find 3 more eggs. Hate to do it, but let's go to Icy Peak. I hate ice levels. Ice and water levels in these games have some of the worst ones. So which ones do I need? Top of a ledge. I have to spout the second cannon, go through a tunnel and out again, then down some steps. Do a whole bunch of complicated stuff. Got it. Okay. Sure. See, why does the guy have infinite? Yeah, that bomb was supposed to explode a long time ago, and it just threw me off the edge. Nice! This level is so much fun. That's why I enjoyed being here, coming back to it. Like, oh, please, bring me back to this place. So much fun. So it looked like this would be like collapsible or something, or bombable at least. Guess not. Let's try upping the volume a little bit more. I think I turned it down a little too low. So there's no way out of this not getting hit there. Alright. Okay, there's the second cannon. I think I saw it. Or not. Maybe around here somewhere. Okay, so here is the cannon. Okay, it is there. Oh, there's actually an egg over there. There's the path. Okay. The guy said, like, look for a path, and yeah, it's kind of camouflaged. You can see why people have missed it, including myself. Maynard! I need to go sing some Pussifer songs, excuse me. I gotta really say, I like Tool. I love Tool. Perfect Circle for me is hit or miss. Pussifer, I like maybe 3 songs total out of the entire category. Speedy Thieves, I don't want to do Speedy Thieves. Glide to the Island Sky. Did I get that one? No, I did not. Okay. Final egg level can be accessed from the room at the top, or accessed from the room at the top of the gondola. Where you go do that, though, the second cannon at the level, you shoot down the ice crystal structures behind to reveal a whirlwind. Okay, I think we've done that. Oh, actually, there's one over there I'm seeing right there I didn't hit. From the room at the top of the gondola, you can access the cannon. Use the cannon to shoot out another ice crystal from a whirlwind structure. Glide across and ride the whirlwind to land on a snowy walkway. This one's not really clear. It's one of those things like you probably need a video walkthrough to kind of show you exactly what they mean. Okay, there it is. They're talking about at least. Yeah, because the directions say, like, yeah, you open up the whirlwind, but, like, okay, well, how are you supposed to get up to it, though? That's... Whoever wrote it didn't quite describe it out too great. So from the room at the top of the gondola, you can access a cannon. Let's see if I can line it up to where it shows me in the picture. Not quite. Okay, let's try a couple different things so we can figure it out. Maybe up there I might be able to... No, I'm not, that's not going to be a long enough glide path to get over here. Unless we're talking about here. Oh. This game does have some pretty tight platforming, like, as in, like, you have to get it, like, just perfect to get on. Okay, that's where I was, or thought I needed to be. And they have a position so you can't get back. Okay. I'm just gonna YouTube this one because this guide is not making sense. It's giving me two different sets of instructions that do not, like, coincide with each other. So it wants me to keep going further to the gondola to return. No, the guy's just sticking around now. Where are you going? Okay, there's a cannon up there. Oh, okay, so it's an entirely different whirlwind and cannon set. That would explain, because it's like, oh yeah, use the can to shoot the ice crystal you need to get over here. That's not the one they're talking about. They're talking about, like, go to the end of the level, is what they need to say. Go to the end of the level, use the cannon there to shoot out the ice crystal, and then do all these crazy leaps, because everything looks like it would be right here or the other one I was at. I mean, other than that, the guide IGN was doing was pretty well. I'm not gonna complain, because actually I got it a lot pretty recent. Like, you could read a lot of it and understand it. It's not game trailer levels, you know, it's our game fact levels, I should say. Game facts were like, if I could wipe one site off the internet forever, it would be game facts. They are terrible. So those things, like, if they paid me like a six-figure job, you know, amount of money to clean up, get that site, I don't know if I'd take it, to be honest. So this is the cannon they're talking about. Basically, they said go to the end of the level. Alright, need one more egg, and then theoretically we should be able to exit out it, like, you beat the game. Let's see, what is Cloud Spires? We got that guy's a video, thumbs up. There you go, dude. Thumbs up. Good job. So I'm looking at Cloud Spires. Once you do, return to the building where checkpoint 2 was and exit going straight to the far corner. Ride a whirlwind to the corner to access a new route. Okay, so we just need to go here, look for a whirlwind around the second checkpoint, hopefully. That should hopefully do it. So I was thinking with that armor, oh, you better headbutt him. Nope. Incorrectamundo. Okay, I gotta figure out the path where this guy runs. Does he still keep running? Oh, I know where he went. Did he despawn?
We usually wait.
I think he despawned. Holy crap. That's unusual. Oh, there he is. All right, 100. Let's see if it opens up. Here we go. Lola Bunny!
You found enough dragon eggs for me to unlock the portal. Once I've opened it, you can confront the sorceress whenever you're ready. But be careful. She'll be expecting you.
All right, here we go. One moment here. All right, let's do it. Let's get this game done. Pardon me. Oh, call back to the old ones. I like it.
Time to kick some sorceress butt.
Okay, fast fireball, big hitbox. Okay, what's this supposed to do? And you have to, oh my lord. So that's a problem. So you have to hit her, but also, like, not stick around. That's crazy. Because you're vulnerable. Yeah. Thanks, game. Hold on a second, just writing a message to my girlfriend. Okay. And there we go, back to it. Ah, there it is. Didn't see it over here. Oh Lord, why? Why would you do this? And it, oh no. It's like, please just hit me out of this. This thing is hard to control. Or that hitbox. Yeah. Am I meaning to fly like this? No. Is this thing hard to control? Yes. There we go. Yay! Just kill her the most horrific way possible for the kiddies. Oh, I'm kind of disappointed she didn't give like the Terminator 2 thumbs up. There we go. See, kids, she's not burned alive horribly.
You just defeated a sorceress, rescued the dragon eggs, and restored freedom to the lost dragon worlds. What you plan to do next, hmm? Perhaps a nice vacation in Dragon Shores, hmm?
You're a real comedian sometimes, Bentley. Yeah. You know, I still have to find the rest of the dragon eggs. Plus, Hunter seems to have disappeared again, so I should go make sure he's not in more trouble. You haven't seen him, have you?
What? Me? Oh,
also, I saw he was wrestling that bunny lass.
If I do happen to encounter him, however, I will most certainly...
Hey, Kevin, what's up?
It's a funny thing, Spyro. I adjusted Avalar's portals to take me to the Dragon Worlds, but somehow I ended up here. Maybe my coordinate tables are out of date.
Yeah, by 1,000 years.
That would explain why the book was so cheap.
So now that you're done saving the world again, are you gonna visit me in Avalar?
Sure, Laura, but I still have to find the rest.
Oh no, stop the audio.
Hunter's disappeared again.
Did you say Hunter? Well, hey, I can help. I just saw him sneak off with him. Agent 9, isn't that a Rhinoc over in those bushes?
Rhinoc? Ooh, let me at him. You want
I think that monkey's been infected with the rage virus and 28 days later.
Razor, punk! Come on now. No fair hiding.
I'm sure Hunter is in good hands. I'm sure he will turn up soon.
Promise you'll come visit Avalar soon, okay?
She likes me.
Now, how many times have I told you not to taste that mousse?
It was Billy's idea. Yeah.
Is that true, Billy? Hold that thought, Billy. Spyro, great to see ya.
Hi, Sheila. I've been looking for Hunter all day. Have you seen him?
Sorry, Spyro. Hunter made me promise not to tell you where they went.
They...
You didn't hear anything from me.
They ran off and got married.
Oh, no.
Having a freakish litter. Yep.
It's a sad sight, Sparks. Another noble warrior falls victim to the plague of love. Just look away.
Sparks is like, but I love you.
Well, I guess
You never
we'll have
say it back
find
to
the
me.
rest of the eggs by ourselves.
Come on, Spyro, take a little break. Let's watch the show.
Yay, so this game's done, finally. If you said there, you followed Kevin Liam Murphy III, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it, it's all cool. Usually I don't play these type of games, to be honest. I play lots of different things, Ninja Gaiden games, Bayonetta series, which I want to get back to, retro games, I'm all over the place, so if you're following me just for Spyro, you might be disappointed, because I've played through the entire trilogy now. Next up, what I want to do, I actually ordered a DualShock 3 controller, because I have a PlayStation 3 that's backwards compatible, like it's the last of the backwards compatible models. So, whatever reason, this game, Ratchet & Clank, freaks out on my PlayStation 3. It locks up, and I need to have a DualShock 3 controller to play it. One should be arriving by Saturday, I bought. So that's going to be the next game I play through, hopefully here on stream. And if that doesn't work, I'm just going to buy the PS3 HD version. It's like, one way or another, we're going to get to Ratchet & Clank. Alright, but these credits are ridiculously long. There's nothing at the end of them. It won't let me skip them. There we go. I was like, oh no, I'm trapped. 101 eggs, what? Oh, because defeated the bad guy. There's actually a total of 149 eggs, and you also need 15,000 gems to open the final secret door. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah, it's that one way over there. 149 eggs and 15,000 gems. That's not gonna be a thing. And as you can tell, once again, expertly programmed, as I am just floating magically off the floor by half a meter. Yay! Alright, so the next game we're actually going to tackle is, we're going to do some Contra. We're going to have some fun with that. I am terrible at the Contra games, so expect not high-level gameplay, but we're going to have fun with it anyway. Let's see, retro, let's change up the category. Just didn't see, okay, save part of it. There we go, change the title. Contra games. Come watch me fail. So we're going to do the Contra games in kind of no particular order, to be honest. We're just kind of go through, and I'm going to start with Contra 3. That is my favorite. I have Contra 3. I'm going to come up the technical difficulty screen just for right now. I have Contra 3 on the Super Nintendo. It is one of my favorite games to play, hands down, but I haven't played in a long time, so it's going to be interesting. I also have Shattered Soldier for the PlayStation 2. We'll do that as well. Download Contra Rebirth, which is on the Wii, and also... oh gosh, what is it here? Something else. A couple other ones there, but we're going to go through, play a couple different Contra games. Have some good times, make some suggestions, I'm sure. It's probably going to be on the list to play, and just watch me fail. It's going to be great. Alright, let's get to Super Nintendo. And RetroArch is really good. I recommend it now, because it's been stable for probably about the last year. But unfortunately, someone hacked into their servers and destroyed all their nightly builds. And they had to take them offline, so you could still download it, but you couldn't, like, upgrade your cores and stuff. Pardon me, they just, like, erased everything for whatever reason, who knows. Why am I going all the way up here? I need to go into the C's. We're not playing Pro Protector. But supposedly I think they've got that fixed. Best game ever. Best RPG ever. Let's see. Contra 3 Alien Wars. Here we go. Gotta love that intro. Let me try making... yeah, I'm gonna make my screen a little bit... no, it's a little too big. We're gonna go 3 scaled. That should still be fitting. Let me resize this. Come on, OBS, stop being a jerk. Thank you. There we go, center of the screen. Sorry, readjusting my screen. There we go. Alien Wars begin! It's time for revenge. Let's attack aggressively. So this is a game my brother and I used to play a whole heck of a lot. And we actually got to the point where we could beat it. Not on hard, we could beat it on normal. But the Mode 7 levels of this game always threw me off. Why didn't it update? Hold on a second. I'm gonna try refreshing my screen. There we go, okay. My stream title, for whatever reason, didn't update on my side. So this is a game we played religiously, we got really good at it. I own it on the Super Nintendo, I debated about actually setting it up tonight. But since we're going to be playing other games emulated, just decided not to do that for now. So the big thing when you're playing with RetroArch is it supports run ahead, so make sure you do this. Alright, so I'm going to hold down the jump button and see how many frames it takes to get a jump going. 1, 2, 3. So 3 frames, just double check that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so basically how you adjust the run ahead for this core is basically you hit the P as in pause to pause the game, then K as in kangaroo will move your head 1 frame each time you push it. If you get a count of 3 when you start getting the animation, subtract 1. So if you have 5, subtract 1, you get 4. Some PCs can handle it, some of them can't. So just keep that in mind. So then you go into where is it? I think it's latency. Yep, latency. Run ahead, turn that on. Number of frames, 2. And now it should, in theory. Yep, right there. Just as soon as like hit pause, hold down jump, hit K 1 time, 1 frame, bam, instantly starting to jump. That's beautiful. So now I don't have lag. So if you're one of those people who are like, I don't play emulator, I don't use emulators because they have input lag or anything, RetroArch has solved that problem. It's like you can, I don't know if they're in individual builds of SNES 9X or BSNES, but RetroArch cores have that taken care of for you. There's no excuse. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me check something real fast. I think someone did a SA1 hack of this. Contra 3 SA1 chip. Yeah, someone did. Holy cow. It removes down the slowdown in this game. That could be good. It could be bad. Is there an IPS patch? I really don't like GitHub. It is somewhat a little confusing to find out where you need to go. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking for a patch so we can get this taken care of so it doesn't have slowdown. Usually I don't have luck with like with BPSs, but that's all it is. Okay, so let me exit out of this real quick. We're just going to do that real fast. I'm going to take a copy of the Contra game. I'm going to put it on the desktop. Let me exit out of RetroArch just to make sure. So if you're watching right now, I apologize. What I'm doing is I'm looking to patch Contra 3 so it doesn't have slowdown, because people figured out how to basically emulate SA1 chips, which were like specialty add-on chips for Super Nintendo games, They were kind of like mini coprocessors to simplify things down as simple as possible for everybody to understand. And I know, and what they could do, like SA1, I think was also found in Mario Kart. It's how it allowed to basically compete, because the Super Nintendo had only like a 3 megahertz processor, and the Sega Genesis had a 7 megahertz processor, so technically it was faster. But you could have extra add-on chips to go and help compete. And the SA1 was one of those chips that helped speed things up. Copy it there, paste it there. So some people figured out how to patch, like, basically, like, functions for these type of, like, chips into games that they weren't supposed to have them on, one of them being Contra. The other one was Gradius 3, and I think Pilot Wings got it as well. Tools, let's see, here is my Super Nintendo patcher, flips. Applied successfully. Okay, cool. So I have this on my desktop now, so I need to open up RetroArch again. We're going to point right at it, dead set. Load content. I know you're still looking at the screen. It'll be just 1 second. Navigating around all my pornography. Not really. Okay, scene, here we go. Alright, so let's give this a shot. We'll see how this plays. Let me readjust my screen. So I don't know if this worked right away. Let me just double check my latency. If we don't have slowdown when the car explodes. I think the redhead's still on by 2. Latency 2. Yeah, okay, so we're still good. Alright, perfect. So let's see how this runs. Oh, look at that. No slowdown. Beautiful. Now, some games like Gradius 3 actually are harder because you don't have that slowdown anymore to, like, help save you. Gradius 3 I could beat. I'm terrible at shmups. And, like, I was just able to, like, just go and kick butt non-stop. Really, game? Homing missiles, yes. What does this say? I've always wondered what it says here. Let me give me a second here, so I know it's like heaven. Gosh, let's see if I can try. Or like a heaven bar or something. It's kind of like weirdly shaped. Yeah, I really can't figure it out. It's kind of weird. Like, if I'm not, like, if it's not really, like, kind of professionally written out, I have, like, problems trying to decipher it. I can't be right. Thinking contract, maybe. It doesn't make sense to me. It could be, like I said, it's probably something like cafe or something, but I just can't make it out. Sorry, my Japanese skills kind of suck when it comes to reading. What did I jump into? Well, this may be my favorite Contra game. I didn't say I'm good at it. It's also been a while since I've played, so. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, if you switch back and forth with your weapons, like, real fast, like I was doing, like that shooting, you can do a lot of damage super fast. It's actually something I learned from the tasks of this game, which is pretty awesome to watch. Excuse me. And of course, you gotta be posing like a badass, like, ugh. Did I make sure this is still... Yeah, it's still formatted right. Okay, so I want to make sure the stream was coming through correctly. Ah! Doing great. I don't remember them coming out that far, but it's been a while since I played this game. Expect many deaths. Contra's one of those games it's literally get good. It's like you just gotta keep playing it a couple times, then you'll get the hang of it and get pretty decent. Oh, too close. I'm used to the game slowing down here too. It's like it doesn't have any slowdown anymore. It's throwing me off a little bit. Usually this triggers a whole lot of slowdown. There we go. Yeah, and this also would slow it down too, so it's kind of fun to see it from that perspective. Like all of a sudden, it just doesn't happen anymore. It's pretty sweet. I like it. I'm glad I remember. They're like, wait a minute, didn't they put out a chip for this? Yeah. So if you have motion sickness, this might be a little rough for you. I don't suffer from motion sickness except for one game, Gym Powers, in something like 3D, Adventures in 3D, which features a very ripped off song from Ys 3. But, yeah, that's the only game ever to give me motion sickness, pretty much. This comes kind of close. It's like, hey, Mode 7's a thing, we gotta have it in our game. So you use L and R to rotate you. And you destroy those little, hubs. Oops. There is a map, okay. Whoa! For me. And dead. All right. Nope, still alive, never mind. He's gonna try to drop on you. There we go. Celebratory spin. Woo! I'm actually making it further than I thought I would on before my first continue, to be honest. Like I said, this is one of those games where it just comes back to you after a while you play it. Like, I know exactly what's coming up ahead, but it's still an execution thing. This game really requires that. Oh, I jumped too soon. You have to jump off and grab back onto that platform. I think two-player A is like where you can shoot each other. It's like, why would you make a Contra game that's 2D? Because at that point in time, all Contra games were 2D, left to right, and vertical. But why would you make it so you can shoot your second player? Yeah, it was kind of crazy. My brother and I rented this game. We're like, what? So we did like two-player B. I'm like, oh, okay. I think it was two-player B, which was the safer one, so you could not shoot each other. Yeah, that was dumb. Didn't notice I had slid down. There we go. So then you also have missiles coming up at you too. And like an idiot, I just wasted both of those. That was gonna be interesting without slowdown, because this game used to like really chug when he got on the screen. Just when you go to fight him. It's just a little, yeah, this is really kind of interesting. It used to be like, oh, here comes the missiles, you have plenty of time to dodge and move out of the way. Whoa. Really, game? Come on. I don't remember those being so tight. Holy crap, what was that hitbox? Yeah, I looked on the stream and I was like, yeah, no. get a fresh start here. Homer missiles! Did I get an extra life or something? Oh, I thought I was gonna make it. Gotta look cool. It's kind of funny when you know like how Mode 7 works, like how they implemented like these different things, like the airplane coming for the bombing run and everything's on fire. It's kind of neat to see. Like it's all of a sudden the background detail went like to pure black almost, and like almost no buildings in the background except for like that one little layer. Is because Sprite, like Mode 7 stuff coming at you, like the big humongous rotations, were all background stuff. So like even the boss for Super Castlevania 4, like the Golem, I think it was, like it was starts off really huge. That was a background sprite, and which is why there's like nothing else on the stage other than your HUD and yourself and the platform you're standing on. There's nothing fancy in the background because the Super Nintendo could not handle it. Ooh, that'd be a good game to have an SA1 chip for, too, because that had a lot of slowdown places as well. Now, I actually need something different than... this is going to be a little bit tricky. Because usually with, like, the homing missiles, it doesn't always go for the heart. It might start aiming for, like, the head or something crazy. Yeah, usually what it does. It makes this fight a little harder to do. Good. So it seems like you kind of want that death, just so you can get your default weapon. Whoa, I didn't see that one tracking down. Wasn't paying attention. I'm like, haha, that thing's gonna miss me. It did not. It did not. But much better than my first time, I'll say. See, homing missiles can be kind of a blessing. Oh, really, game? And a curse here. So where to put me now after the break? Sometimes they'll just like circle around an enemy instead of actually like destroying them. Ironically, I think I did the mode 7 stage a lot better last time. I think this is where it's at. Whoa, what? Excuse me? Pardon-moi? Yeah, homing missiles right here at this part, not that great. Flame is the best. Pretty sure I just can't sit here and lame them out, but we're gonna try. Oh, I can't lame them out, that's funny. Oh, come on. I remember this hitbox as being a lot tighter. And then this is where you fight them. This is where you die to them. Repeatedly. Sorry, itchy ear. Ugh, there we go. Now, we will not be playing the new Contra that came out, where you have to reload. Yes, that was something they decided to do. I don't know why I switched to the wrong weapon. That was stupid of me. I could have used the flame. I will pay for that mistake. Whoa! I almost did not make that one. How far is my delay? Two seconds it lies. It's like closer to 4, 5. Okay. Here we go. Ironically, like I said, taking out the slowdown actually made this part harder because you had a lot of time to like make sure you were in between the hitboxes. I don't think I ever got taken out by the missiles before in the original version. It like slamming into the wall trying to kill you, yeah, I mean that's taken me out a lot of times, but this missile part never. Oh, okay. Yay! Now I just have to survive getting to the top. There are people trying to shoot you. Now we're about to head. Now remember, we gotta climb to head into a boss eventually. Yeah, these bosses are gonna kill me. Yeah. All right. Try to jump. Okay, can't jump up when you're on the ceiling. Got it. Oh well. Well, let's try another Contra game. Let's do the original Contra for fun. Should probably do the Super Famicom version. Do I have the translate version of that? The Japanese version of that game is actually far, far superior. I'm not like, oh, like weeaboo, like, oh, it's far better because, it's in its original language. It's like there was like story and music channels cut, all sorts of crazy stuff. It's like, why would they do that? There is an English version. Okay, I'm not sure if I have the translated one in here. Let's find out. Not need to manually load it. Where am I going? Start directory. So I have it set for my ROM file, emulation folder. Let's see. Translations. Contra. That's not right. We'll get back to that in a second. I just want to make sure everything's set up correctly. 1. Wow, okay, cool. Is the latency still on? Yes, it is. It's actually 2. Let's see. 1, 2. So I actually need to set it to 1. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna reset this. So pay attention. Like, shows you I don't think the original showed you also a map of the stage, but there's a story. There's a map. I don't know why they cut it out for the American version. To be honest, it's really kind of weird. An odd choice. In the year 2631 AD, a mysterious meteorite fell into the Galuga archipelago near New Zealand. Those aren't real words. No. Two years later, a mysterious invader calling itself Red Falcon plots the downfall of mankind by fortifying the entire Galuga archipelago. Oh my gosh, go faster, Nintendo. I know you can do it. Okay, we're still the right size. Perfect. Orders were given to Bill and Lance of the Earth Marine Corps, not Corps, Corps, Contra unit to destroy the enemy's base. Really, like, Christopher Walken, to destroy the enemy's base. Yeah, this was all not in the North American version at all. I think, why didn't I play this a whole lot? Because, like, oh yeah, my color blindness kind of wreaks havoc with trying to see what's going on. Remember years ago, my friend Patrick and I were both playing this on, one of the emulators that, like, had a two-player you could do it on. Now you can do, like, Parsec and other things there, but, we were, like, both using, like, the 30 lives code, and we still couldn't beat the game. We were just, like, we were terrible at it. Oops, right off the ledge. Game over! Yes. No, hit the wrong button. There we go. So I was like, now what's going on there? Hey, Nimix, what's up? So, if you haven't seen it, if you're just joining me right now, I'm actually playing a translated Japanese version. Why? Because there's actual story and content that was just shaved and cut completely from the American version, and I don't know why. It's crazy. I'm also terrible at this game. I was just playing Contra 3, which I'm a little bit better at. This game, not so much. Just programming. Cool. I can't jump out of the water? Wow, okay. About what to name your computer? Don't know! Like I said, I'm still going with the Beast just because it's like a beastly computer. It's easy, you don't have to do any kind of weird acronym naming. Why is it eating my inputs right there? It's like... This shouldn't be doing because I had to run on ahead. I can't blame it on lag, but that's the second time it just eats your inputs on that jump. I'm like, is that actually programmed in to do that, or... It's like, we're gonna penalize you for playing terrible and playing down here. And jump through the geometry. Let's watch that again on replay. Bam! Right through the level, yep. Yes, but testing is too boring. Oh, Lord. Whoa! That was like ice all of a sudden. What in the world? That's why I love having... That's why I loved having, like, my replay window open on my chat, like, on the dashboard for Twitch, because I can watch them, like... Did it really just throw me off that ledge? You watched the replay? Yes, it did. It totally did. Yeah, like this stuff was all cut out of the American version. Arrived to point A. Commencing infiltration. So is this screen? Well, the original story was, like, there's a meteor that crashes on Earth, and then 2 years later you're sent in to investigate because they finally found out about it. Which sets up the whole alien thing coming in later. Because I remember as a kid, like, you know, we were playing this as kids, or at least I was a kid, and all of a sudden, like, you're playing through, you're shooting all these guys, all of a sudden you have an alien boss out of nowhere, you're like, what? Why are the aliens here? It's all explained in the story that was cut. Also, the North American version, I think, ran you forward. This one, you have to press up to do it. Oh, cool. I can't shoot those bubbles out. Okay, cool. Also, because it's a Nintendo game, you also have to remember that there's limits on how many objects can be on the screen at once. Also, earlier I finished Spyro 3. So my DualShock 3 controller should be arriving on Saturday. So hopefully by then, either Sunday or whenever, be starting Ratchet & Clank, in theory. So I get my DualShock 3 controller. Let's say the game still crashes my PlayStation 3. The what? Garumakiruma has been neutralized. Okay, sure. So let's say PlayStation 2... It's really weird. Like, I can get other PlayStation 2 games to run on my PS3. No problem. Ratchet & Clank is the biggest issue. I don't know why. So it's really bizarre. It's just as soon as I go to hit, like, start, it just crashes. It locks up my PS3. So, if I get my DualShock 3 controller, it still locks up. I'm just going to say screw it. I'm going to buy the $20 version of Ratchet & Clank Trilogy for PlayStation 3, which has all the original PlayStation 2 games remastered. It's like, I'll just spend the money then. It's like, come hell or high water, I'm going to play Ratchet & Clank because it is one of Carmen's favorite games. her son, Noodle, has been looking forward to this for so long. It's like, I just want to get that going from him, at least. Alright, here we go with the game again. We're now heading to point B. And this is a big thing, like scrolling. I think this may have been one of the first games to scroll horizontally. Like, usually in the games, like in the past for Nintendo and stuff, would either be horizontal or vertical, but not the same things, you know, like not at the same time. It'd be very unusual to have games that would do both. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Even though there's green there, you can still die. Because I just can't kill that guy, okay. What? Thank you, game. It's funny, because, like, Metal Slug was... You know, Metal Slug had a... Contra had a huge influence on Metal Slug, is what I'm trying to say. And not spitting it out correctly, but... Even Metal Slug, like, second stage was... I think it was the second or third stage was the ice stage where you kind of like a snowy mountain and you're going through, you're climbing up vertically like this and encountering other traps and stuff. It was kind of cool to see. You know, when you play games like this now and you realize, oh yeah, that's what they're taking their inspiration from, their homage to. Yeah, also you have this alien guy, you're like, what is going on? Where is his weak point? I don't know. I have to destroy the arms. Okay, you do. It's like, am I doing damage? I don't know. Before they implemented the famous Konami Flash, like they do for arcade games, let you know, oh, you're doing damage to somebody. We have arrived at point B. Commencing infiltration, just like I did before. Will you put on a shirt? No. Oh, those timing, those are kind of tricky. Really? All right. Oh, okay, I didn't see that. Oh, they seek you, okay. I was like, wait a minute, I thought I dodged it. The answer is I did. I don't know if it's contraceptive, then at least you're having some more fun, though. You know what I mean? Good to see you there, Ronnie. Yeah, these are also colors I had problems seeing on top of it. It's like, I think I played with like years ago with Pat. I think this is like where he like literally carried me through the stage. This is like, I can't see anything. And game over. Oh well. So where's the put if I continue? Right back here, cool. Yeah, so basically if you've never seen this before, this is the Japanese version of the game, which has story to it. There's a story to Contra. As crazy as it is. In the year 2631 AD, mysterious meteorite fell into the Galuga archipelago near New Zealand. I just want to have like a movie trailer guy like that. In shit, how do I say this? Too hard. The Golden Falcon. 2 years later, a mysterious invader calling itself Red Falcon plots the downfall of mankind by fortifying the entire Galuga archipelago. Guys, can we like speed this up? It's like really hard to do this. I can read faster this, you know. Orders were given to Bill and Lance of the Earth Marine Corps. It's Corps, not Corpse. Contra unit to destroy the enemy's base. Nothing drives me up the wall when people say like, "Oh yeah, Contra hard corpse." I'm like, it's not a dead body. speaking of hardcore, let's play that. I did super. So, stream so far, we beat Spyro 3. That's done. Hallelujah. Trilogy has been conquered. I can still speedrun Enter the Dragonfly. But then we've also moved on to Contra 3, which I use the SA1 patch, which is nice because you don't have slowdown anymore. So that was kind of fun to play. It makes it interesting. It makes it harder, actually, because you don't realize that you rely on all that slowdown to get past certain segments. And all of a sudden, that doesn't exist anymore. It's like, oh no, I have to play good. I have to play gooder. And then we did Contra 1, and now we're doing Contra Hardcore for the Sega Genesis. Which is actually a lot harder in the United States. If you have the option to, I wonder if I have the translated version. The Japanese version is actually a lot easier to play. Let's see, emulation, Genesis, translations. If there is a translation for Contra Hardcore for the Japanese version, I do not have it. Let's see. Protector. No! Wrong. Translate the Spanish. That's not what I want. Portuguese, 2 for Spanish, 1 for Korean. So I'm not seeing a Japanese translation. Interesting. Okay. That's kind of neat to find out. In a sad way, but we're going to be doing, that looks cool, Comic Zone Japan. Got a kind of freakier face. Let's see here, back to Contra. Right past it. Way past it. Actually, what am I doing? Wrong! Wrong one! Give me a second. Technical difficulty screen, just while I pull this up. Fusion is so much better. There we go. Say what you will about the different cores for RetroArch. It's got a lot of good things, but for me, Kega Fusion 3.64, the last version they ever came out with, is like the best emulator for Sega Genesis, in my opinion. Where are you at? Here we go. Alright, let's rock it. Like, maybe the RetroArch chords might be more accurate, but the Fusion just has the sound perfectly. Konami, back when we were not terrible. I think this is what I want to have. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Security system has been breached by an unknown hacker known as 4chan. Unmanned robot is running rampant through the city. I want you to proceed to the area ASAP and restore order. This game, I think, is another one that's gotten really expensive throughout the years. So basically what makes the Japanese version easier, because it really is is you have a life bar. You can take like 3 hits before you die, before you lose a life. So the American version is a lot harder. Just like that. I'm on the wrong side of this. Yeah, let's do the Japanese version. Alright, let's see, I should have it. Japan. Contra. There we go. Just to give me a fighting chance, you know? Oh! Soft reset. There we go. Okay, now we should be good to go. So seriously, it's like Sir Mix-a-Lots. I like big butts. Oh my god, Becky. Look at her butt. Oh no, I got it all screwed up. So A needs to be jump. Sorry, it's like, it's really weird button layout for Fusion. And the fact it's not showing you on the screen what it is a little bit trickier. So that's C. Okay, so C needs to be shoot. A is jump. C is shoot. Okay. That should do it. I think it's this game. It's one of the Contra games. You put in the Konami code and it like will instantly kill you. Or it gives you less lives than normal. It's like, don't be trying to bring that 30 lives nonsense here. There we go. Look at that, I'm still alive! You know, this big old bad boy here in the background. Maybe we should call it an airstrike or something? No, no, no. We'll send one lone soldier. He's good. He's fine. Seizure! Reminds me of the missile launcher from RoboCop vs. Terminator. That is another game I want to get for the Sega Genesis, but it's gone up way high in price again. Are you the robot that's causing havoc? He's like, yeah, dude, what about it, huh? What you gonna do about it? Nothing. Forgot I have a slide in this game too. This game is like, it's really good for a Contra game, except you just need to play the Japanese version. And sliding me where I do not want to go. I like the laugh though, I mean that laugh is amazing. Alright. Okay. Should be able to figure this out. Like, who are you? Who are you? He's just laughing at me. Is that spelled funny? Cuckoo, which is like laughing. Namu, name. Deadeye. Joe, I think. I think it's Deadeye Joe. So my reading is not that great. You want to know more, then catch me. Okay. Professor Old Man. It's like, I'm old and professory. This is, well, yeah, I don't know, something like, this is somebody. From research, medical research, okay. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a lot of things I don't know. That's something about group and unidentified, like group and attack, I think, and maybe there might be unidentified as well. But I mean, that's a nightmare for me. It's haiku. Hurry! No, it's yeah, it's something about like rescue. It's like, here's what you come from: mediocre gameplay and really bare bones, like slow translations, because it's one of those things where, like I said, my reading is just still not that great. It's like, what should I do? Oh, that's right, I forgot this game also gives you branching paths too, so you can go after Deadeye Joe, or I think we can go for the Medical Institute, might be the other one. Let's do... Well, that guy needs rescue, but let's go after Joe. Let's find out who he is. Who he is as a person, if we should respect him for his values. Perfect flying right into the building. That's aged really well. Whoa, what? Okay, so take out that guy before he can throw it. Got it. Don't clown around. Let's give it a continue. Alright. Sheena! Seems like she has maybe a higher jump? I don't know. It could maybe just be cosmetic, because I know there is actually different abilities and stats, especially when it comes to like power-ups in this game too, for your different characters. That is just terrible construction if a blimp takes you down. Okay, missed that time at least, so that's good. Like, please be dead. Even faster! Ah yes, the infamous running stage. This game's kind of pretty cool because I mean, it's like Genesis wasn't able to do mode 7. It's still technically not be able to, but they found neat ways to do things, and this game really shows that off. Whoa, what? It's one of those things that makes me like wonder, like, am I just doing it really wrong, or is this the bosses take a while because I don't have the right weapons for it? Just have the default gun. Scratch my ear. Itchy ear. Yay! Okay, so Deadeye Joe's defeated. Can't anymore. I'm guessing it's escape because he says I'm surrendering. So probably I can't run anymore. Like I'm, I surrender. Ah ha ha! The usual laughing, evil, villainous laugh. I was only pretending to surrender! So that's a big chunk right there I'm not sure about. The first part's kind of like about, around this time. No, I think it's like the medical research thing I saw earlier. Yeah, so my friends are heading to the research facility. Probably like you'll never make it in time. Yeah, okay. Fighto Hajime. Real fight begins now. Okay. She's like, oh no! You blew yourself up. Suicide. Okay, 3 days later. Hey, something about... Jeez, okay, we found the person. Probably the hacker maybe they were mentioning about earlier. Cascade. Yeah, Cascade, okay. Professional. Known for skill. He's a skilled. He seems like a skilled hacker, I'm guessing. Holy crap, this one this is mostly a loss for me. Noticing medical and research again, so maybe he was there when everything was going down? Sure, native Japanese speakers are watching us like, oh, what is wrong with you? Why is this so hard? It's like, I'm sorry, I suck at this. It's not an alien cell being taken too. Yeah, no, okay. So we need to go after this dude now, got it. Oh, there's something shooting, okay. Oh, there's people in the junk. Okay, I couldn't see it before. I'm like, okay, like why can you destroy some of the junk sometimes, not others? Let's try Ronnie. Okay. Whoa, okay, what's this? That's not a weapon to use. Yeah, his weapon's not that great. They take like... And then normal default. So these weapons take like a second. Like the arrow ones I had at the start were like, you'd hit like from left to right and it actually would arc all the way up. It wasn't just like turn, like sure and shoot like... Oh cool, you can even change your weapon on the pause screen. That's awesome. So it wasn't like this where you can just go back and forth and shoot whatever direction. It was like, nope, you're stuck doing this. This is kind of like a seeker almost. Slower though. Hi, you look friendly. Eat that, please. This guy's got a double jump. And you can hover. Okay, so it's like, what's the point of this guy being like physically smaller? Well, there we go. Okay. This is like Gunstar Heroes all of a sudden. It's like, it looks like a guy from Gunstar Heroes. Could be. Not quite. You're... hacker. You're the hacker. This is... boring? Oh. It's like, what? Excuse me? I'm a what now? It's literally like, what? Nani? I've somehow brought you into the cyber world, hacker world. Virtual zone, enjoy it. Yeah, I'm sure I will, buddy. I'm sure I will. Oh well. Alright, let's move on to do some PlayStation 2. Let's do that. Haven't done that one yet. We'll end this. So they keep trying to translate. Wrecking my brain. Okay, 1 second. Bring up PCSX2. Where are you in my list of things I have? Thought I had it here. Hold on, I know you're looking at a black screen. PS2. What's it trying to load? ISO selector. Ask when booting, please. Trying to load a Ratchet and Clank. I was trying to do Ratchet and Clank emulated. Properties, hold on. There we go. And unfortunately, Ratchet and Clank emulator runs anywhere between 100% to 80. So you get like frame rates tied into gameplay, so it slows down, like everything slows down, the entire game just chugs. This is basically like a sequel to Contra 3 for Super Nintendo. For whatever reason, after the events of the first game, they put you in jail. I don't know why. Also, when PlayStation 2 games first came out, they were not all DVDs. Some of them were still on CD. Like CDs were still around at that point in time. And the way you can tell the difference is that the CD games would be blue. And I actually own this physical copy. This is actually a rip I made myself. And the bottom of the game is blue. You don't really see about that very often. I can't remember what other games were like that. I just know Contra was for sure. I guess the reasoning was like, well, don't waste a whole DVD on it if you don't need to. Just put it on a CD. Yeah, so trust me, I won't be doing anything nearly as cool as what's going on the screen right now. That just won't be a thing. For me. Hey, Fico, what's up, buddy? Good to see ya. Just playing some Contra games. Actually beat Spyro 3 earlier tonight. And then I moved on to playing just random Contra games. And after this, I'm gonna play some Blazing Chrome, which I've never played before, but it's like a spiritual successor to the Contra franchise. So I did Contra 3, Contra 1, Contra Hardcore, and I ended up playing the Japanese version because that's easier to play. Now I'm doing Contra Shattered Soldier for PlayStation 2. So after this is Blazing Chrome, which I've installed. That was actually one of the free Twitch Prime games, which is now called Amazon Gaming or something. They changed the name, but it doesn't change anything at all. It's still the same thing. It's crazy. Can't remember how this game emulated, but we'll see. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's not too bad, really. I enjoyed it, but I'm just terrible at it. I think there's something about you can also charge up your weapons. Yeah, you can use that to get different results. This is one, if you play it on easy, you can't get past like the first 4 levels. You get past those, they're like, hey, try again on harder difficulty, you weakling. And this shoots out, I think, a thing that shoots around everybody. Yeah, okay, cool. The new Contra game, the last one that just came out recently, was a bad Contra for sure. That one was, you have to reload your gun, and it could overheat in a Contra game, which is all known about running and gunning and shooting non-stop. Like, I'm surprised there's even an option to basically stop shooting in this game to be... It's like, what? This is Contra Remetal Slug, kinda. So this is one of the early, like one of the few games on the PlayStation 2 that it was actually a CD game. Yeah, we don't talk about the new Contra for very good reasons. But actually this game was on a blue disc, because it was basically PlayStation 2 games came in 2 different varieties at first, CDs and DVDs. And you could tell if it was a CD game because the bottom would be blue. And this is actually a game I ripped myself from my collection. So the bottom of the game is blue because it's a CD game, which is kind of crazy. But the early first games for the system were, some of them were on CD. I can't tell you what other ones were. I'd have to look it up. But I know it wasn't too common. There's no slide, okay. homing shot. Okay. I know I'm speaking too soon, but I'm actually doing better than I thought I would. I think this is where you come snowboarding. Yes, because why not? Totally not random. You just jump on a snowboard and get going. And then have Snake Thing jumping at you. I think Flame works on this guy better. Alright, just trying to see if I can just hit it with the flame without charging it. He just psyched me up. Okay, I guess maybe he's bugging off. Guess it was timed, okay. Now this part is like pure throwback to Alien or Contra 3 with the bug guys. Like a little homage. Along with this boss is fighting. This is great. It's like, oh no, I gotta fight this guy. Smash. So if you played Contra 3, the giant turtle is the first boss of level 1, so you're like, oh cool, except for this has a little twist to it. I'm probably not gonna survive, but we'll see. That's right, you have to hit the head instead of the heart. Wow, okay. I can't remember how you manipulate the hit ratio. My friend Pat actually went through years ago and beat this entire game with a 100% hit ratio. It's like, okay, dude. I bow to your superior Contra gameplay. Yeah, I just can't remember how you do it, though. I remember reading about it. You have to not fire at certain parts, fire at others. It's kind of all over the place. Hit by the purple stuff, okay. So the big surprise is, haha, you're not done. You got this lovely thing. Oh, I suck. Let's do some Chrome, though. I haven't done that. Blazing Chrome. I've been wanting to get into that game for a while now. Where are you? Blazing Chrome. Updated. Okay, here we go. Come on, Twitch Gaming. Brings up a launcher for Twitch, like to watch a stream, but then you have to click over onto the Games tab. And you have to wait for it to try to find the games you have, even though the games are already installed. Oh, it's full screen. Boo. There we go. Got it out of... 1 second here. Working on it, working on it, working on it. So this is a game I have not played, but I've heard it's very much in the vein of Contra, so... I get to go to the Great War began. Not sure how it started, if it was us or the damn toasters. Stupid toasters trying to make our toasty toast. I know that we lost. Humankind is almost vanishing. Few resistance camps struggling to survive, and that's it. That's what is left of a mighty humans, or human! My name is Marva, and I fight for the resistance. I'm with Doyle, a converted toaster with a bad fashion sense. So this game's trying to be humorous. We are the only survivors remaining in a suicide mission behind enemy lines. Mission that is humanity's last hope. Alright, I don't think Twitch updated my stuff. There we go. Updated the title, and gosh, Twitch games is such a pain in the butt. They give you free games, which is awesome, but their launcher and just utilities are just not great. Why does it keep... On windowed 3... It keeps putting like my window in the middle of the screen. It's like, please stop doing that. Yeah, do you want it filtered nice and raw, or do you want it smeared like Vaseline, like your eyeballs are going? CRT. Oh god, no. Why is that a thing? That should not be a thing. Jump, shoot, aim, weapons. Okay. Try to move your character. Amazing. Prone. Gotta up my volume a little, it's kind of quiet. So shoot. Do stationary, which is sometimes useful. Okay, so far all standard stuff. I mean, nothing crazy. Okay, because I would have done like up and jump. That's usually how you do it. Get out, but down and jump. I guess that's it. Okay, cool. God, what the hell? Okay, game programmers. I want you to explain to me why you have it every single time your screen does a transition that decides to recenter on my screen instead of putting it where I need it. Yeah, this weapon, not very much a fan of. Alright. Okay, so grenade, you can like... it's how fast you push the button, like you can let it go all the way through, or you can actually detonate it prematurely. So you can control when you want it to go off. And it moves. God. Okay. It keeps. The reason why I'm getting upset with this is because it keeps putting it over like the volume control, so I can make sure it's not blasting out your guys' ears. I can monitor it, and also the chat, which I'm trying to make sure. So if somebody says something, I can read what's going on. Like if the awesome Carmen San Luis Obispo, not related with that Carmen San Diego lady, shows up, I'll know about it. I can say, "Hey, what's going on? What are you stealing from me next? Can you steal me some duck eggs? Because I need more duck eggs. Always need duck eggs." Come back here. And center the screen again. I mean, this is like, it's very Contra-like, so if you like the Contra games, you'll like this. This will be right up your alley. It's literally Contra without the name. And the mech suit design kind of reminds me of a Neo Geo game called, I think it's Robo Army? Right in the kisser. Roll the wrong direction. Okay. Now I'm getting like hardcore vibes. Oops. So where do I continue from though? So I move the screen again. Back here at the start of the sword. Okay. Ugh. Come on. It's like I try to roll and something seems like it's rolling in the wrong direction. Maybe it's because I'm using an Xbox One controller. At least not a 360 controller. Good lord, that'd be impossible, but... It's not a bad game, and it's pretty good. So this is for free, so can't complain about it too much. But yeah, it's definitely right up in the Contra. The vein of Contra, though, like you might want to probably if you have a PlayStation 4 controller, use that instead. Something that has like a better D-pad, because the Xbox One pad is better than the 360. But like I was trying to roll forward, like I could swear I was holding that one direction, and all of a sudden you start rolling the opposite because the D-pad for the Xbox One's not the best. But hey, I've played with far worse. But for now, though, we've reached the end of the stream today. Not too long of a stream, but I do appreciate everybody hanging out. So, of course, shoutouts to Fico and Ronnie, Nimix, and we also had a new follower today, Kevin Liam Murphy 3 showed up as well. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. I do appreciate it. See, today is Wednesday. Should be back hopefully on Friday, the 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just basically copy and paste that bad boy into Google and it'll tell you where you are in the world. Check me out on Twitter as well, Morsel555. Usually about every 2-3 hours before I stream, I will let you know there, unless it's a surprise late night stream, which I might still do. You never know. Unannounced, but I'll still be putting it there with a link. Or if I need to cancel for whatever reason, you'll know there too. Always keep an eye on my Twitter. Next stream is probably going to be more Ninja Gaiden. Whether I want to go back to Ninja Gaiden 2, I don't know, because I really want to go back and work on playing that game and unlocking all the higher difficulties, because I want to tackle Master Ninja someday. Or I might keep playing Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. Just basically to kind of unwind and relearn how to speedrun that game, because I might be doing a speedrun for it. Might not, I don't know. I was flirting with it before, but it might be something I do eventually. So I have lots of different things. I'm also thinking about doing Battletoads, kind of like I did Contra today, doing Battletoads, which would be the controversial, we'll put it that way, new Battletoads release. Battletoads and Battlemaniacs on Super Nintendo, the arcade game, the original NES one, maybe what other crazy things we can think of as well. So there's lots of things coming. Also, next week, I think the 31st, which is Monday, I have Ninja Gaiden 3 Vanilla showing up, so I'll be streaming that atrocity. I should also have my DualShock 3 coming on Saturday, so hopefully you can get into Ratchet & Clank series. Lots of things I want to do on stream, including getting back to my Second Chance series. So I got a lot of things coming up that I want to do. Keep an eye on it. We'll be getting through it. I got a lot of stuff to stream. Hopefully it'll be something you want to watch and come back to and hang out with. But either way, hope to see you on Friday, probably for more Ninja Gaiden at that point, either 2 or Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. We'll figure it out. See you then.